What's up guys, Anthony here, Empire Music, empiremusic.com, phone number at the shop, as always, 412-343-5299. So checking out two, really I'm just playing one, but at the time of filming this we have two of these in stock and they kind of fell into our laps. I think we had a store that might have canceled their orders for these and we swooped, right in and grabbed these things. They're absolutely incredible. Probably my favorite, in fact, easily my favorite early style P bass that I've ever played. 1955 Fender custom shop P basses. We have it in the Seafoam green and in Fiesta red. Very cool finish on both of them. They both sound amazing. In fact, I've already done like a really quick video on Instagram about these and I'll kind of dive into the same thing that I said. So apologies for any redundancy from that short video that we did. I don't know if that video made its way to YouTube. Might have been a little too long for the shorts. But amazing, amazing basses here. Ash body, 1-ply white parchment guard on it, quarter sawn maple neck, 1.7 nut width here, so not 1.75, so a little bit narrower than what we see out of like the vintage typical, like let's just say like our Empire 58 P basses or any 58 or early 60s P bass. So a little slimmer there, reverse gear tuners, and it's a 7 1/4 radius on these things. Now it comes with flat wounds on it, which is awesome. It's the perfect, it's really the perfect string for this bass because you pair that up with the single coil P pickup. So rather than having the split, like the split coil P pickup, this just has your straight like Telly style single coil pickup in that. Now along with that construction, you get a little bit of hum and some noise because you don't have the coils canceling each other out. It's not hum canceling at that point. But what you kind of gain with that is this, they're a little underwound too, so they're not the hottest output pickup, although like I don't have the amp really loud right now. It's just like they're slightly underpowered, I'd say. But along with that, here's kind of what I was saying in that quick Instagram video. And it was kind of like a light bulb moment when playing both of these basses. But I'm partial to this green one. I just think the finish is super cool on it. So that like underpowered, airy, kind of organic, warm vintage. You can insert so many adjectives into what I'm saying there. You pair that with the flat wound strings, where those don't have a ton of definition to them. They have that, on their own, they have that roundness and that warmth to them. That's kind of what those strings are built to sound like. That pairs perfectly with the pickup. So we really have in unison there, the string and the pickup working perfectly together. Now the one spec that I didn't say there, I'll tell you now, is the 55 soft V on this neck. So a little different than the 57 soft V, a little bit chunkier than the 57 soft V, I think. I didn't really compare the specs, but just on feel, and I own a bass with the 57 soft V. This feels a little chunkier, but it's by no means in that 51U category, which is where we get into really that baseball batty kind of neck. And along with that, with the early P-bass, you have the slab body with no contours. Like this is just your P-bass body. It has all your kind of modern contours to it, but just with the old school pickup, the old school pickguard. Obviously the Tele headstock's a really cool touch. I'm always partial to that. I've related multiple times in this arena about seeing the picture of the great George Porter in one of the Meters CDs that I got for Christmas, and I was probably 15 years old, and he was playing that style bass with the Tele headstock, and I always thought that was so cool. The big afro and like tank top on. It's like probably some hot New Orleans day, and just like laying down the funk as only George can do. But that headstock's kind of iconic to me for that reason. That's some personal kind of insight there. But so you take that neck profile, right? So we take the chunkier, not the chunkiest, but a chunkier neck profile. And that kind of limits, at least when I play an instrument like that, this is why I like the soft Vs, whether it be a 55 or a 57, is there's a self-editing that kind of goes on with that, because you can't move around and, like, I'm not playing accurately there. I mean, I never play accurately. That's not really in my wheelhouse. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like you don't pick up this bass and it's all of a sudden like Shred City on it. It's just not what that neck profile calls for. It calls for big whole notes and just very supportive playing. Well, that lends itself to flat wound strings, because I think those strings sound great when they're played that way. And then that pickup sounds great when you get those big, warm, room-filling, band-supporting notes. So it's really like, I said it in that Instagram video, it's really the sum of the parts that do the magic on these basses, or any bass like that. When you, like, it really locks you right into what the bass should be and should sound like almost instantly. So let's dive into some of the sounds. Now I got some pedals down here. I have an envelope filter, I have an overdrive, I have a chorus pedal, and I have a reverb pedal. You heard a little bit of the reverb pedal in the intro there. I may or may not flip some of those on. I'll try to talk through some of it, kind of see where it leads. You know me, I like to kind of go by the seat of my pants here for the most part in the videos that I do, so we can experience these amazing instruments regardless of price point, because I've done some really great videos and had great experiences playing Squire basses, but this is obviously the other end of that. Just to reiterate, it's the 55 precision bass. Amazing, amazing instruments. And there's always the chance, if you don't see one of these on the website, it's because I may have taken one home. Plug came out. You shouldn't really be using a right angle plug without a strap on this. So the real professional work we're doing here at Empire Music. Let's dive into some of the tones. Full tone, you have tones all the way up. It's funny with the flats and like that pickup, I think like tones off on it somewhat. It's not. Point now, again, in real time kind of experiencing this, with that pickup, slightly underpowered, has its voicing. I'm so used to the modern P-bass or something that's in our Empire 58s. that dynamic, the movement of your hand, while it still does change the note, not as much. So that's where like something that has a little bit more output, you gain that sensitivity with where you move. But this really compresses a ton when you dig into it with like the lower output pickup, which is really cool. But that's just kind of a note that I'm kind of picking up here, again, kind of in real time with you guys. Take a little bit of tone off of that. I really love the way that sounds up here. And talk about, like, again, airy and organic and round. I mean, it doesn't get much rounder than that. Put a little overdrive on this one, kind of just as I look down at the pedal selection there. That might be real cool with that tone rolled back. That sounds great. That's an awesome, awesome thing. It's cool when you get that type of pickup with the round wound strings in overdrive. It almost gives it that like real like fuzz character, that subtle difference between overdrive and fuzz, but because you're missing so much top end from the strings, and I do have the tone rolled back a little bit. It's kind of a cool combination. Let's take the tone back up, pop a little chorus on it. It'll probably sound good with a pick too. Love that right away. So just to kind of recap then, I'll run through the tones. Just clean though. It's very direct. That's the thing I always like about this too, is like on top of it just being huge sounding, even for the underpowered, it's a very direct kind of in your face sort of tone with that, without like any top end bite. Obviously the strings have something to do with that. That's still my favorite there, up close to the neck. Very, very cool. So the Fender Custom Shop 55 P-Bass. At the time of filming this, there are 2 in stock, in the beautiful Seafoam Green, also in the beautiful Fiesta Red. All depends on your taste. They both sound amazing. They're both here now. I'll put a link below on YouTube to our current inventory. And if you have any questions on any of that stuff, feel free to reach out to me. It's anthony@empiremusic.com is the email. Call me at the shop, 412-343-5299. As always, thank you very much.